So welcome to today's video. We have an abundance of new drugstore products to try out. All of these products are under $10. I came up with this kind of glowy, pink, soft, glam little look. If you want to see how I got this, go ahead and keep watching. We are gonna go ahead and get started. I did go ahead and already prime my face with the Wet n Wild Photofocus face primer, the matte version, and then I did go on top of that a little bit with the e.l.f. Poreless Putty primer to kind of fill in the pores a little bit because I can't skip that. So for foundation, we are testing out the Wet n Wild Photofocus foundation in the shade Classic Beige. Hopefully this color is okay. I believe this is like $5 or $6. I'm gonna have all of the prices linked down below. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this. I'm not a big stick foundation person. Well, I'm not a big stick foundation person. I just don't use them a lot. I want to go ahead and conceal underneath a little bit because I do have some areas that I want to make sure get covered up. Yeah, so I think it's just a medium coverage foundation. So I want to make sure I can conceal some spots beforehand. So to do that, I'm using the Insta Age Rewind Eraser in the shade Warm Light. So I'm going to go ahead and just pop a little bit underneath as like kind of like a first layer, but I think this concealer will provide us a little more coverage. I'll go ahead and blend this side out. I just have like some hyperpigmentation and stuff. It takes forever to heal on me for whatever reason. This stuff has been here for like months. I'm gonna go in with this foundation and we're just gonna glide on. Okay, I think the shade is fine. And if you've never watched my videos, this obviously doesn't match my face, but it does match the rest of my body. Speaking of self-tan, if you've never seen a tragedy, now you have. I know it's bad. I'm fixing it tonight. Don't worry. It's faded off and it just did not fade well, so that's fine. You can ignore that. Don't worry. So I'm gonna start blending this out. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm noticing this would definitely work better with a brush, but I don't have a clean one right now, so we're just gonna use this. And I actually picked this one up because I've heard a lot of good things about it. But I think it also is really important with the stick foundation that you prime underneath or moisturize really well, one of the two, just so the foundation has something to glide on top of. And the heat from your skin will help that as well. I'm just gonna apply another layer for a little more coverage. Okay, and then for concealer, I'm gonna use the same one, that Insta Age Rewind. And I'm gonna go ahead underneath the under eyes. Okay, and I can already tell I don't know how well these two are gonna mix. It was just a lot harder to glide this one on top than it usually is with other foundations, so hopefully that's fine. Okay, so I think we have that pretty well blended out. And then I'm gonna go in with my favorite drugstore powder. I use this every single time. The Wet n Wild Photofocus Translucent Powder. I use this every single day. I love it. Okay, so just setting the entire face so we can blend on top. So now going in with bronzer. This is the e.l.f. I don't know what shade this is. The sticker is not on here. Go ahead and just start going in the hollows of the cheeks and stamping in, and then we'll blend afterward. I will link the shade of this bronzer down below. And my skin has been breaking out so badly, and I know it's from that Scott Barnes recreation thing because I had 10,000 pounds of makeup on my face, and a lot of that stuff I had never used before, so it's fine. So then going in with this little blush brush, I'm gonna tap in a little bit just so we can get a nice slip on the brush to blend this out. So next, going in with blush, I'm using this e.l.f. Always Cheeky blush. So going in with this, I'm just gonna lightly tap in and kind of build it up on the cheeks. So just lightly start tapping in. And for highlight, I have this. I freaking love this. It's Skin Radiance Face and Body Illumer from Flower Beauty. It's kind of like pearlescent and pinky. It's really pretty. So I'll show you, like that's what it looks like on the back of my hand. So I'm gonna take this on my finger and I'm just gonna start applying onto the high points of the cheeks. And even though it is a liquid, I always apply it onto powders. Okay, so moving on to eyes, I'm using the Makeup Revolution Mega Bronzer in the shade One Cool. I think this is supposed to be like a dupe for the Marc Jacobs Fantastic Bronzer since it's so big. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna use this as an eyeshadow today. And I'm taking my JH32 brush. And you're probably thinking, this video is about being on a budget. Why is she using 2 bronzers? I actually already had this. I know this one's a lot more pigmented than the other, and I wanted to make sure I have something that really shows up in the crease. They both are under $10, so pick whichever you want, get both, do whatever makes you feel good. Okay, so I'm just kind of fluffing this into the crease, just so we have some definition there again. Okay, so then on the lid, I'm gonna use this Colourpop Super Shock Cheek Highlighter in the shade Flexitarian, number 1814. And I'm just gonna apply this on the lid with my finger, just so we can have a little bit of sparkle. The heat and the natural oils on your fingers are gonna help kind of warm it up and dampen the shadow a little bit. That's gonna make it appear even more pigmented. I'm just gonna take that brush I just used, and I can tell I went outside of the lines a little bit, so I'm just gonna buff that away. And then go in with my JH39 brush. It's a little pencil brush like this. And I'm just gonna go in the inner corner on the spots I might have missed. Since I have long nails, I can't always get in exactly where I need to. I'm gonna go in now with my Wet n Wild Megaliner, and then I'm just gonna draw a really, really thin line on top. Okay, so now you can tell after that line, our lash line's appearing a lot thicker than it was before. I'm gonna go in now with my mascara. This is the Essence Get Big Lashes Volume Boost. Essence, I know, is known for their mascaras. This is the only one I've tried from them, but it's one of my favorites ever. So I think I may go in and get some more and kind of do a comparison video and like try them out. Okay, so before I go in with mascara on the lower lash line, I'm going to take this same bronzer we've been using, the Makeup Revolution, take this same angled brush and just line the lower lash line a little bit. Okay, so you can see I kind of just went in about 2/3 of the way. I stopped before I got to the inner corner, but it just kind of makes the eyes like strike and have some definition without having them too dark. So I'm just going to apply a light coat on the bottom lash line with some mascara. Okay, so for lips, I have this. It's the Sephora brand, and it is Nothing But Nude, shade number 2. And I'm just gonna line with this, and then we're gonna go in with a nude lipstick on top. Okay, so I did go ahead and line the perimeter, and then on the edges, I did bring it in a little bit on both sides and then on the top and bottom, just because I'm topping it with this nude lipstick, and it's a little bit gray, so I'm not sure how it's gonna look. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Last Liquid Catsuit in the shade Nudie Patootie. So it looks like this, and you can kind of tell on camera it looks a little bit gray, so I'm hoping with this warmer lip liner, it's gonna help it work with this look. I don't know. So I'm gonna take this. Okay, so that's what it looks like in the back of my hand. It looks literally gray. We'll see how it goes. Oh, it's kind of cute. Okay, so the one thing I do have to say about this, the color's a little off. It works because of the lip liner, but otherwise I don't think it would. This smells... Ugh. It smells so bad. I don't know what it smells like, but it's not good. Do not recommend. Okay, so that is going to complete today's drugstore under $10 makeup look. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more of these, let me know. If you have another idea of what you want to see, let me know. Leave a comment down below. If you enjoyed this, please don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. I will see you guys next time.